The Indian Air Force has released a statement after Pakistan confirmed that their airspace will be closed for another day. The Indian Air Force has reiterated that it is in a high state of preparedness and will proactively engage any perceived threat in the current situation. Siddhant Sibbal, my colleague, is now live with us for the very latest on what the Indian Air Force has had to say. And Siddhant, take us through what the Air Force statement says further.
One, of course, the Indian Air Force has reiterated that it's ever ready if there is some kind of aggression from the Pakistani side. Second, on the airspace, we know the Pakistani airspace has been closed for a pretty long time now. It's been the 9th day since the airspace has been closed. They have partially opened it, but only towards the Iranian side, Oman, Afghanistan and Chinese side. The 11 points on the India-Pakistan side has been closed, and of course we know that it's going to have a huge economic impact on the Pakistani economy, which is already suffering a lot. But by and large, this is an information war which is going on, and we know there is a misinformation campaign from the Pakistani side, the propaganda from the Pakistani side, and that is why we have seen releases after releases from the South Bloc. We know that this is the fourth release by the Indian Air Force on the developments, and the Navy also released immediately when we saw how the Pakistanis were indulging in propaganda by releasing a video of 2016 saying that an Indian submarine is in the Pakistani maritime domain. So clearly it's a kind of alertness from the Indian military when it comes to the entire situation which is developing, so that Pakistanis, of course, don't spread misinformation through the social media. We know there have been Twitter handles of a defense personnel who was released, fake Twitter handles. So clearly the Air Force took cognizance of the development and came out with a release clarifying that there is no such existence of the real Twitter handle of a defense personnel. So this shows the alertness now the Indian Air Force, the Navy and the Army is taking when it comes to the current tensions between India and Pakistan.
Right, Siddhant, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest on what the Indian Air Force has said in its latest statement, saying we are ready for any threat from Pakistan. Well, Pakistan has also extended the general closure of its airspace for today, as we just said, and making it the 7th day in a row. And now that the country's airspace has been restricted. Today also marks 1 week and a day since Pakistan closed its airspace last Wednesday following tensions with India. Karachi, Peshawar, Quetta, Islamabad, Lahore and Faisalabad airports are the only functional ones in the country, but even those are subjected to routing restrictions, causing huge economic costs on the country and the airlines. The airspace closure disrupted not just Pakistan's air transport, but flights worldwide, as airlines were forced to cancel or reroute flights to other destinations. The closure has disrupted major routes between Europe and Southeast Asia. Many flights to the US and Europe have had to take a longer route that stretched the travel time because Pakistan had earlier opened its airspace for commercial flights in phases from the 1st of March and then, of course, has gone back to closing its airspace.